Another right-wing grifter has had his day in court and it did not go very well for him. This is John Lambert, 23-year-old from Knoxville, Tennessee, who went by the name of Eric Pope in a swindle. He set up a fake law firm called Pope and Dunn between 2016 and 2018. He claimed he was an NYU law school graduate with a finance degree from the University of Pennsylvania with a decade and a half of corporate and patent law experience, which would be tough because he's 23. Been working for 15 years, basically Doogie Howser, but for tax stuff. So look, he swindled at least 6 individual and corporate victims who paid him for legal advice and services on a wide range of subjects. He pleaded guilty to wire fraud conspiracy. Under his plea deal with prosecutors, he will not appeal a sentence that is 21 months or less, and he's agreed to forfeit $46,000 and slightly more dollars, which is about what he took from those individuals. Now, why is this person interesting? Why did we refer to them as a right-wing grifter? That's because this person made a name for themselves in another area. That was during the last presidential campaign where Lambert set up Students for Trump with his classmate Ryan Fournier in 2015. They made headlines with their frequent media appearances. Their Twitter account featured images of them and bikini-clad women in MAGA hats at political events. And even was invited on to right-wing media, including Fox News a number of different times. But was just a big fraud the entire time, defrauding people of tens of thousands of dollars.
Well, I do want to argue with you though on the word "but." So if you're a grifter, your idol would logically be Donald Trump. So you would be Students for Trump. That makes perfect sense. He's a legendary con artist, the only thing he's ever been good at. So if you were pretending that you went to University of Pennsylvania on your own merits, Donald Trump would be your idol, okay? If you were pretending to be an expert on something you're not an expert on, Donald Trump would be your idol. Remember that clip we ran of him saying like 28 different things? No one knows this better than me, right? It's like no one knows wind better than me, no one knows construction better than me, and it went on and on.
Weapons, nuclear technology.
That's right. So if you're this kid and you're like, and if you're a brazen liar, like, oh, I've had a decade and a half experience after graduating from undergrad at Penn and NYU Law School, and I should be 48, but I'm 23. Well, Trump would be your idol. That's exactly the kind of lie Trump would tell, right? Yeah. So to be fair to the kid, he should go to jail. But Students for Trump makes sense.
Yeah.
And maybe you could also go to Trump University and collect those students that were for Trump, and then against Trump when they realized he'd robbed them of all their money.
Yeah, another similarity with his idol there. Now, I want to sort of put a bow on this before saying one more thing. Students for Trump say that Lambert left the group after the election and fully condemns his actions. But bear in mind that Students for Trump, which was set up by these 2 individuals, at least one he's already gone down as a big fraud. The other one probably at some point is now transferred ownership of its resources to a different youth conservative organization. It's totally not grifters in any way. The Students for Trump website indicated it was acquired last month by Turning Point Action, a subsidiary of Turning Points USA. So now they're under new management, everyone, don't worry.
Now they get to live like a capitalist every day.
Yeah, and the thing I want to say is like, these people who would, to the extent that any of these youth organizations have actual membership, the people who would join this sort of thing, it's just it's money laundering by conservative billionaires to give a facade that there's young people who like Republican ideas. But anyone who would join this, you spend 75% of your waking days hating libs, like trying to trigger libs, feeling like the libs are lying to you, conspiracy theories about libs. Do you get that all of your idols are ripping you off? That Students for Trump is a big ripoff. The Turning Points USA is a big ripoff. Jacob Wohl is a big ripoff. Project Veritas, they're all lying to you to take your money. They're not libs, they're not communists, they're not DSA, they're not socialists. The call is coming from inside the house and it's in your wallet too.
Well, look, to be fair, I was a Republican when I was a student in college. But you know what was the difference? I realized that it was a scam. I started looking around and I started looking at facts and I was like, well, how come they never balance the budget? I remember all the speakers were talking about balancing the budget. How come they never do that?
They're still saying that.
I know, after all these decades since I've been in school, they're still talking about balancing the budget. What name so? When are you guys gonna get to it, right? They're like peace through strength. I'm like, I think we're really getting kind of war through not strength. I mean, I don't know about the strength part, but we definitely don't have peace, right? And on and on. Every part of it is a scam. And the biggest scam of all of this is in service of tax cuts for the rich.
Yeah.
So why do you think the billionaires are giving Turning Point USA all that money? Do you know that they pay conservative speakers on college campuses tens of thousands of dollars? Not the colleges, the billionaires do. Why do you think they put that kind of investment in? Because they're trying to trick you into voting Republican so that they'll get their tax cuts. That's the long con. That's the big con. And so you're participating. Look, if you're rich and you think, oh, no, my daddy's also gonna get the tax cut. I get it. I don't agree with you. I think you should be a moral and decent person, but at least I understand it. If you're not incredibly wealthy, you know that old saying about poker, if you can't tell who the sucker at the table is, it's you. Look around, son, look around, it's you. Well, hey, you made it this far. You must really like the Young Turks. Thank you, we really appreciate you. Now, another easy way to keep supporting us also helps keep your internet activities and data private, all with a push of the NordVPN app. Head to nordvpn.com/TYT right now for 75% off of your next 3 years.